Good morning, online students. Just let me know whether my screen is visible or not. Saujanya Rajkumari Pravalika, some AI. Could you please change your name AI and this 272045? If you have your own name, then just keep your own name. Okay, fine. So last class, what we have seen? Last class, what we have seen? It is running notes. Yeah, quickly. High level programming, robust, right? And for now, we are skipping this procedural and object oriented, right? We are skipping procedural and object oriented, extensible, embedded, and support third party API, right? We'll see these three things. Extensible. What does it mean? So nowadays, everyone knows YouTube, right? You're using YouTube. So why Python is extensible language? Nowadays, YouTube, it is using 40% of Python in their programming, in their application, right? 40% of 40% of 40% what they are using? Python. 50% they are using C plus plus. Sorry, C programming. Why they are using C programming? 50% and 40% they are using Python. Python is bit slow in execution. Am I audible to online students? Please just let me know. Saujanya Rajkumari Pravalika, please let me know whether I'm audible or not. Yeah, fine,
Yes, sir.
fine. So Python is bit slower in execution. When I say slower in execution, that doesn't mean that it won't run properly, right? Slower in execution means in real time application, it is quite slower than other languages like C, C++, Java. Execution time it takes is quite high as compared to C programming or C++, right? So what they have done is they have introduced in YouTube, they have introduced 50% of C programming, right? Because C is faster than any other languages. Why? Because some one concept is there called pointer. If you know about this, that concept is nothing but pointer. Now, what is pointer? Pointer is nothing but pointer is nothing but an variable which store which store address of another variable. right? Which is to, you do not need to remember what this pointer is. For Python, you do not need to remember what pointer is. But just for knowledge purpose, I'm telling you, right? Why they have used 50% of C programming over there, right? So because of some feature known as pointer. Now, what is pointer? Pointer is storing what? Address, memory address, you can call it as memory address of another variable, right? For an example, if I'm asking you to just go and find out any Ramesh from KPHB metro station. Are you able to find out Ramesh? There might be lots of Ramesh, right? Means you will not be able to find what Ramesh I want. Okay, the Ramesh I want, you cannot be able to find out. So for that, what should I do? I'll give you proper address for particular person. I'll give you what? Proper address, right? So if I give you proper address, you definitely will go there and you will find out that particular person and you will get him here. Getting my point? So that is nothing but the pointer. Means if that pointer, it is nothing but an variable, right? If it is storing the second variable memory address, that is nothing but we can easily find out the memory address of that particular variable with the help of pointer, right? Means if I am telling you the address, means you can easily go to that particular variable and get the exact data. Getting my point? Yes or no? Fine. So that's why C programming is quite faster in execution. C programming is what? Faster in execution. Whereas Python is what? Python is what? Somehow it is slower in execution, right? It is slow in execution. That's why in YouTube or in any other like Google, Facebook, they are also using Python, right? They are also using Python, but at some point of time, at some point of stage, they are mostly prefer to use what? C programming or C++ program because the concept pointer is there. Now, actually, nowadays, Python is trying to be independent language. Python is what? What type of language it is? Independent, right? But still, why they are using C programming with Python? Either they can go for full C programming or they can go for full Python. Why they are not going for either of them? The reason is, first of all, C is faster in execution, right? But Python has lots of features like modules, right? We do not need to write multiple line of code. For example, calendar. For writing calendar, we have to write n number of line in C programming, right? We have to write n number of programming C programming. But whereas in Python, only two lines, only two lines, right? So that is the only reason why they are using Python C programming with Python. Means they can adapt the feature of Python with the help of C programming, not with the help of with C programming, right? If I have any power, okay, if I have any power and you also have any power, if we both work together, it will be more powerful, right? So that is what Python has some feature as well as C programming has pointer, which makes the execution more faster. Getting my point? That's why we are using what? Python with C program. So what is extensible? That is nothing but extensible. So the Python programming giving its programming programming facility facilities or facilities to other programming languages. See, module can be used in or can be used with C programming, right? So what it is saying, Python programming giving its programming facilities to other programming languages. Getting my point? Fine. And hence, Python is one of the extensible programming language. Got it? Means what? The Python programming giving its programming facilities to other programming. Okay. Hence, Python is what? One of the extensible programming language. Here only I'll make one more thing. That is nothing but okay, that is nothing but embedded. Embedded. Python is also known as embedded language. If you see, if you go back to this, what it is? Extensible and embedded. Means we can also use Python C programming code inside Python code, right? We can also use what? C programming code inside Python code. Extensible is what? We can provide some facilities of Python programming to other programming languages. Like C is faster in execution. So we are providing the Python feature is nothing but module, multiple libraries. No need to write longer code. No need to write n number of code. With the help of module, we can easily, what we can do? We can easily make an application, right? That is nothing but now embedded. What is embedded? Embedded means we can use C programming inside Python, or we can also say other programming language inside what? Python. Getting my point? So two terms, both are different. Extensible means we are using Python facilities with other programming. Embedded means merging, right? Embedded means what? Merging. So we are using one programming language inside other program, means Python. Got it? So we can say Python programming can call other programming codes, we can say, in it. Okay. Or you can say coding segment, programming coding segment for better execution, for faster execution, I can say, for faster execution, right? What is extensible? What is embedded? Now you know, right? If interviewer asks, what will you say? What is extensible? Online student, are you there or not? Pravalika,
Sir,
yeah, what is extensible and what is embedded?
programming facilities to other programming
Programming facilities.
to other programming languages.
What is embedded? Fine. You are not reading. You are not reading properly. Concentrate here. Fine. Okay. This is what extensible and embedded. Okay. Now, last one is what? Support third party APIs. Support third party APIs. Now, what is third party APIs? API is what? Again, I don't want the full form. What is API? Modules. Collection of modules. What is modules? Okay. We can also call it as a library. Okay. For a module, we can also call it as library. But technical term is what? Module one. Fine. So it also supports third party APIs. What is third party API? That doesn't belongs to Python, but that doesn't belongs to Python, but they have written for Python. These NumPy, Pandas, SciPy, Scikit, Matplotlib, these are what? Modules, right? That is something comes under data science. Okay. These module comes under what? Data science. NumPy. NumPy is nothing but numerical Python. Okay. NumPy is nothing but it makes our data array, like array structure. What is array? What is dimensional? These things you forgot for now. Okay. Just leave it for now. I'll explain you what these are NumPy and Pandas. No need to worry. Pandas. It is for reading the data, or we can also call it as it is reading the data and make it in form of data frames. Right? It makes in the form of data frames. NumPy is nothing but numerical Python. That is nothing but for making our data multi-dimensional. Metrics. You know metrics, right? SciPy. It comes under scientific Python. Okay. Inside this lots of things. Scikit comes under machine learning. It is a machine learning library. Inside this lots of algorithm we have for machine learning, right? Similarly, Matplotlib is also there for visualization. Okay, visualization. Also, we can call one more Seaborn. Seaborn, right? Seaborn is one of the library which is used for advanced visualization. That is also visualization. This is also visualization. But both has some differences. It comes under basic visualization. It is a advanced visualization. Now, why we are using this? First of all, one more thing I forgot to tell you. NumPy, Pandas, whatever library you are seeing, whatever library you are seeing, that has been written in C programming language. That has been written in what? C programming language. Right? That's why it adapts the C programming. The functional oriented programming comes from which language? C programming. Right? Python has used something called functional oriented programming from C language. Object oriented from C++. Object oriented from C++. Perl, that is an scripting language. So scripting language, they have taken scripting language from Perl, right? Modulo 3. This modulo based programming they have taken from Modulo 3. These are the things you have to know. Okay. So that's why they have used C programming to make what? Third APIs, not third party. They have also taken lots of APIs that is created with what language? C programming. Are you able to understand or not? Last bench. Are you able to understand? What about you three? Yeah. I want response, proper response. So what is third party API? Application. So basically third party API is nothing but a library which gives us lots of features. Okay, without writing multiple line of code, without writing n number of code, we can use these APIs, right? We can use these APIs. So we can write the traditional Python programming project efficiently or efficient or efficiency increased by third party API, third party API, right? Increased by third party API. The traditional Python programming project efficiency increased by third party API. Okay. What are these? Like NumPy, Pandas. These are what? Third party APIs. Okay. We'll see. Let me show you one. NumPy. NumPy is what? Used for what? Arrays. Right? If you see how we can use this, let me show you one simple example. Okay. If I write like this, okay, np.array, what we are making? Array of the data. Array could be in 2D, 3D, multi-dimensional, right? So if I'm making single dimensional, so you see size of array 6, shape of array 2 and 3. Number of dimension is what? 2. Why? Because we have used two metrics. Getting my point? That's why we can make the data like this. If you see that we, after this, if you see like this also, let me show you. Yeah, this is what? Array. Now, if you want to make this array in row column format, if you want to make this array in row column format, what you want? What you want? What it is? Pandas. Okay. Used to make what? The data in the form of convert the data into data frames. Okay. Let me show you. Yeah. If you see this, are you able to see this? No. See. Now you see same data. Now we have the row and column. Are you getting my point? Before that, it was unstructured data. Now it became structured. Okay. Later on, we have these many concepts also. Okay. These many concepts we'll see in deep. We'll see in deep. Not an issue. Okay. Fine. This is what we have seen. We have completed our features of Python, right? Now we'll see really important topic that is nothing but data representation. Now, what is data and what is data representation? Data means whatever we are going to store somewhere. Okay. Whatever we are going to take as an input, whatever we are going to get as an output, that is nothing but a data, right? Now, first of all, the data representation in Python programming is nothing but to store uh, or we can say storing the data in the main memory, in the main memory, right? What it is, the data representation in Python programming is nothing but to storing the data in the main memory, right? What is main memory? RAM is main memory or ROM is main memory? What is primary memory? RAM takes temporary data or permanent data? Temporary data, right? So where we are storing this kind of data? Main memory. Whatever we are going to store, that is nothing but a temporary data, right? That is nothing but temporary data. Fine. Now, in this, to store data in Python, we we need first of all few things we need, right? First of all, literal, or we can say values. Okay, literal or we can say values. Second, variables or identifiers. Identifiers. Third, that is nothing but data type. Fine. Are you guys writing? Fine. Sure. Now we'll see. So what is literal? What is values? What is variables? And what is identifier? I'll tell you these things. Okay. First of all, I'll go with mm, online students. Are you there? Are you able to understand?
Yes,
Pravalika,
sir.
Varshit,
Yes, yes, sir.
Vamsi. Yeah, fine. Great. Okay. Now, first of all, let's suppose I'm taking one, here I'm taking 10 and 20. Or let's suppose 20 and 30 I'm taking. 20 and 30. We are taking 20 and 30, right? Sure. What kind of data it is? 20 and 30. What type of data it is? Integer, right? So this is what? Integer type of data. Integer type of data we are taking, right? Integer type of data. Now let's suppose I have the memory address, the area where we are going to store the memory, right? Where we are going to store the memory. Now let's suppose 20 and 30, what we are taking? We are taking what? It is an input. We are taking what? Input. 20 is what? Input. 30 is what? Input. We are giving the input, right? So where we are going to store it? In the main memory. In the main memory, right? This 20 now will get stored where? Here. And similarly, 30, 20 and 30, right? One area it is storing 20, one is storing what? 30. Now this is nothing but this 20 and this 30 is nothing but it is known as literals or values. They are nothing but literals, or we can also call it as values, right? Now, what is identifier? What is variable? Why we are calling the term called identifier and variable? Now, for storing this, obviously, for storing this, we need what? Some storage, right? Some storage. So, and also to make that storage, we have to make variable. We have to keep one variable, right? So let me take one variable. This is one variable called a. Okay, this is one variable called a, and this is also one variable called b. Fine. This is one variable a, and this is one variable b. These are nothing but we are also calling it both of this as distinct name. We can also call it as distinct name. Means it is a unique name. It is what? Unique name. If I'm telling you how many Rahul it is there, how many Rahul it is there? No one is there, right? So that is nothing but if we have multiple values, right? But with same variable, only last variable it will take as an input. I'll show you why we are calling this as distinct name, right? It should be a unique. I'll tell you, right? So this is nothing but distinct name. That is nothing but I'll tell you. I'll write this. Makes it is nothing but makes use of use to identify identify the data, the value stored in the memory space. Okay. What is distinct name? It makes use to identify the value stored in the memory space. Identify means, let's suppose in a class, 3 Rahul is there, right? Everyone's initial name is different, might be different. Also, if it is same also, some features, they may have different, okay, face, they may have different, ID, school ID or college ID, they may have different, obviously, they'll be having different ID, right? So, with the help of that ID number, we can identify them 2164. It is the Rahul 1's roll number. 2165, Rahul 2. Likewise, we can identify them, right? Here also, what we are doing? A. A is what? An identifier which is storing what? 20. Means it is saying that this 20 has one identifier known as A. With the help of this A identifier, we are identifying the 20 value. Getting my point? That is nothing but an identifier. What if, similarly, I'll write, what if I'm changing this value? Okay, I'm changing this value. Now I'm changing this value. Okay, yeah. Now I'm changing this value to 300, and similarly, I'll be changing this as 400. Okay, this will get stored here. Yeah. Now I have changed A as 300 and B as 400. What does it mean? Within the same identifier, or we can say variable, we are changing the values, right? Within the same A and B, we are changing 20 as 300, 30 as 400. Means we can change if the value i- is able to change. That is nothing but what? Variable. Means it will keep on changing. Let me show you with example. Let's suppose I have written A is equals to 20 here. B is equals to 30. What is my A? 20 it is. What is my B? 30. Now again I am writing A is equals to 300. B is equals to 400. Now you see, before this, my A was what? 20. And B was 30. Now I am writing A. That is nothing but 300. B is nothing but 400. What does it mean? We can keep changing the values of what? Identifiers. We can keep changing the values of this A and B, where we are storing the values. That is nothing but variable. It varies, right? So here, identifier identifiers values, what it is saying here, identifiers values varying during program execution. If you see here, this is also what? Program at the time of program execution, we have changed 20 with 300 and 30 with 400. Means while executing the program, we can change the variable values, right? That is nothing but varying. Okay, we can change the values. They are also known as what? They are also known as variables. Getting my point? Means time of execution, at the time of execution, we have changed this 20 value as 300 and 30 value as 400. A and B, what are they? identifier, or we can also call it as variables. Why they are called as identifier? Because they are identifying the values, right? They are identifying the values. And why they are all called as a variable? Why we are calling it as variable? Because the values, we can keep on changing it at the time of execution. Got it? This is what variables, literals, variables and identifiers. And what is literal here? 20, 30, 300, 400. These are what? Literals, values, right? If I make any mistake here, yesterday also I have shown you, 3 is what? What kind of literal it is? A is equals to 3. Print of A, comma, type of A. What type of literal it is? Integer, 3. Now, one more thing. Whatever we are writing, anything in Python is nothing but an object. Now, why I am saying this? Anything in Python that is nothing but an object. Now, if you see, A is equals to 20, right? A is equals to 20. A is an object. A is what? An object. Got it? Why we are calling it as object? In other traditional language, every data type has particular memory address. There was limitation of size. Okay, there were limitation of size. Here, if we are using object, there is no limitation of size and or memory, right? That's why anything in Python, whatever we are writing, that is nothing but an object, right? A is equals to 20. A is equals to 20. Now, if I write print of A and type of A, print of A is nothing but 20. Where we are storing? Object, right? And behind this object, one class is there. Behind this object, one class is there. What class it is? Integer. Are you getting my point? Means every object, behind this object, one class is there. That is nothing but integer, float, character, string, boolean, complex, right? Now, if I'm writing A is equals to 2.3, 2.6, what here A is an object. What type of data it is storing? Float data. If I write the same thing, print of A, what it is? Float, right? So behind this A object, what type of class we are using? Float class we are using. Getting my point? And in Python, we have lots of classes, lots of predefined classes we have, right? In Python, we have lots of predefined classes. First of all, what is variable? What is variable? No, identifier. What is identifier? It is used to it is used to identify the memory, the values stored in the stored in the memory address, right? What is variable? Yeah, means we, if we use variable, see, we should not segregate these terms, right? And variable stores the value, stores the value which can be changed at program execution, at the time of program execution. We have seen, right? That is identifier, or this is second one. First one is what? Literals. Literals. I'll write first one only. What it is, literal? It is the values which we are going to store inside the main memory, right? Inside the main memory. Getting my point? Now, last one is data type, which is really important here. Last one is data type. What does it mean? First of all, the purpose of data type is nothing but to store the values inside memory at main memory, right? With some particular uh, data, right? Particular data is nothing but. Now, if I go to if you go to any other institute or anywhere, they'll show you only few kind of data. One is integer, integer. Second, float, float. Third, boolean. Maybe they'll say boolean as well. Fourth, string. Okay, fourth they'll say string. You also know these many only: integer, float, boolean, string. Few knows complex also, right? But you know, in Python, we have 14 data types. We have 14 data types. What are they? First of all, we'll see in Python, we have 14 data types, and they have classified classified into 6 categories. 6. What are they? First, sequential. Sorry, first is fundamental. First is what? Fundamental category data type. Focus here, everyone, please. Inside this, what we have? Integer, integer, float, third is boolean, and fourth one is nothing but complex. Did you know about complex? Fine. Next, these 4 data types comes under what? Fundamental category, right? Now, second, second, sequential, sequential, sequential category of data type. Now, what is sequential category? Inside this sequential category, we have one first str. That is nothing but string, right? Next, second, bytes. That is nothing but bytes. Third, byte array. And fourth one, that is nothing but range. Did you know about these things? 14 data types we have. If you go to other institute, they'll say only 5 they'll say. In academics also, if you have any kind of Python programming or any programming language, they won't say this much thing. They only say we have integer, float, character, or boolean. That's it. If you go to interview and interviewer asks how many data types you have, sir, 5. Okay, we'll let you know. You can go. So in Python, how many data types we have? 14 data types we have, right? Third, third category. That is nothing but list category. List category. Now, what is list category? Inside list, we have list, and second one is tuple. Okay. Some call it as tuple, some call it as tuple. Okay. Fourth category. Fourth category. What it is? Dictionary, or we can say dict category. Dictionary category. Inside this, we have, sorry, not fourth. Fourth one is set. Set category. Right? Inside this set category, we have one is set. Okay. Second one is frozen set. Frozen set. Right? One is set. Second is frozen set. Fifth. Fifth. Fifth is nothing but dictionary. Dict category. Okay. Dict category. Inside this, what we have? Only single dict category it is there. Dict data type. Dict is nothing but dictionary, right? Which is storing the value in the form of key and values. Got it? Last, fifth category. That is nothing but none. None type category. And inside this also, it only has one. That is nothing but none. None type. So, now you tell me, how many data types we have? 14. What are they? Integer, integer, float, boolean,
complex,
hmm, dictionary, and none type. Got it? So this many data types we have in Python. This many data types we have in Python, right? So it is almost 9:57. Now what is, first of all, we'll see what is integer. Okay. Integer data type. First we'll see integer data type. What is the purpose of integer? The purpose of integer is that to store the integral type or integer type of, to store what? Integral type or integer type of data in the main memory. What is the purpose of integer? Sure. To store to store in integral type or integer type of data inside main memory, right? We have stored a is equals to 20. 20 is what? Integer type of data, right? Float. Similarly, also we can call it as decimal values, right? Well, I'll tell you one thing. Before knowing what is integer and how we can work with integer, we should know how many types of number system we have. Do you know how many types of number system we have? Number system, binary, octal, decimal, and hexadecimal. Binary means zeros and ones. Base is what? 2. Octal, decimal, 10. Octal base is what? 8. And for hexadecimal, 16. Right? So now we'll see. It is time, almost 10 it is. So tomorrow I'll explain you how we can convert the decimal value into multiple number systems. Right? Tomorrow I'll explain you how we can convert and what is the importance of this. What is the importance of using number system in this data type? Got it? So tomorrow we'll see. Not we cannot complete tomorrow. It is yeah, Monday. Okay, Monday. Monday we'll see this many data types, 14 data types. Now, if on Monday, if I ask you how many data types we have in Python, you should know about this. That we have 14 data types with how many categories? 6 categories. First of all, tell me how many. What are the categories we have? None. Fine. Data types without seeing anything. Data type. Tell me. Comes under what? Fundamental. Sequential.
String bytes, byte array,
Range.
and
Bit.
range.
Next. List.
List on the list. Topic.
List and tuple. Next one is set. Inside
Set.
set, frozen set.
Set and frozen
Dictionary,
set.
only dictionary. None.
Dictionary. None.
Fine. So total how many we have? 14 data types we have.
14
And
data
we are
types.
going to see this total 14 data types in Python. Right? After that, we'll jump into beautiful topics. Okay, like function and all. Chalo. Thank you so much for attending the class. Now, one more thing, if you have any kind of doubt, you can contact to this number I have shared, right? You can contact to this number. Okay. Any kind of doubt if you have, you can contact to this number. Again, I'll copy it and I'll paste it here. Yeah. If you have an online student, if you have any kind of doubt, you can ask to this number, you can call to this number regarding fees and anything, right? Timing and all. If you have any queries, you can contact to this number. Regarding subject, if you have any questions, I am here, you can ask me. Offline. Do you have any doubt, questions? Am I going faster or slow it is? My execution is faster or slower? Am I C programming or Java, Python? Python. Python is faster in execution or slower in execution? And C faster. So we have to be faster. If I go faster, then you will say, no, no, I don't like this. So we'll go in this speed only, because you guys have to know about each and everything. Okay. If we go faster, then you will not be able to understand anything. Okay. Regarding subject, if you have any kind of doubt, you can ask me. Or else, shall we leave? Okay, fine. Thank you so much. See you on Monday. Bye bye. Take care.